We always have a vivid picture of how Christ suffers in the hands of the Sanhedrin council and in the hands of the Jews, in the hands of the Pharisees, the scribes, and the law keepers at the time, with the collaboration and association of the Roman Empire. We always have a view that Christ suffered for us, Christ died for us, Christ was humiliated for us. And we always see it from a perspective of him suffering as an innocent man. But that must be counterbalanced by the fact that actually Christ gives himself over. Christ makes himself the sacrifice. Christ humbles himself in order to take on that which is human form. It is not the other way around. It is not a human being who achieves a God status because he suffered and endured, but rather it is God who humbles himself. Let's understand this, that it is the word of God that is made flesh. But before, he existed with God in glory, and he takes on human nature, participates in our humanity, so that ultimately he is then humiliated, he dies, he's buried, he's risen, he ascends, and he again is coronated as king. But I want us to look at the fact that Jesus Christ did not only appear to die, but he also appeared to live. He came on earth so that he can live the human life. Paul makes us understand this, and he says, he was born by a virgin, lived under the law. In other words, he lived in the same environment that humans would live. And that is important because the last Adam, being a life-giving spirit, had to live in the order of the last Adam, so that he is the finality of that breed and that nature, so that by his death, ultimately, he fulfills all that was required by the law and then begins a new race, a new breed, a new people. So he needed to live the life of humanity. So he could not simply arrive today and die tomorrow and go back to heaven. He needed to be born of a woman. He needed to live under the law. He needed to experience humanity to its core.